Myself a promise, I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders, now we ain't out here moving rocks.
Hello everybody and welcome to Dynamic GT League's License to Spin for Race 6 from the Road Atlanta course. And joining us on commentary is Ray. How are you, Ray?
I'm not too bad, how's yourself?
I'm a little bit drunk, so this could be an interesting one.
3 pints, Jesus Christ.
Three
So would be disappointed, didn't you?
It would be. Maybe it's sunstroke. Okay, quick look at the standings. A dramatic change at the top last week with Demon R scoring not many points and Steve F1 really closing that gap. Conrad moving up to third as well. SRI fourth, very close with SGP and Jason. Jason can't race today though, neither can SRI. Jimmy, Bob and Rich Blues also unable to race, which is a mega shame for them. But yeah, it does mean that around the Road Atlanta circuit, it's tight and twisty, so maybe, Ray, having fewer cars on the track will be a good thing.
Nah.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Well,
oh wait, there's a glitch in the matrix, that helicopter's stopped.
I didn't even see one. There's a guy stood on a balcony there as well. Okay, Steve F1 on pole position. And interesting, you might not know this, Steve F1 was not on the pace in practice, and then all of a sudden in qualifying, bang, pops a lap time in that even he was surprised by. Demon R in second place, and who's that in third?
That's Conrad in third place with SGP. Has he been tweaking his settings? Yeah. Fifth, we've got Artpal, and then we've got Twilight. No, he's star over his air intake bit or outlet. And then we have Neil. Yep. Martini. I've got the playback had paused there. It was glitched a wee bit, but it wasn't. And then Gary at the back.
It was a lazy cameraman stopping part way down the walk down the grid. So yeah, shorter grid than usual, but we're at 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and we're going to race anyway as the lights go out and away they go. And has anybody had a good start? Conrad has, but Demon R closes him off. Artpal trying to have a look at SGP, not happening though. Conrad goes to the outside for what should not be the most difficult turn ones. Now we're into the difficult section, aren't we, Ray? The blind left-hander into the tricky right.
Yeah, and it's downhill, and this middle bit where Steve F1's going into now is blind as well. You can't see the apex. You just got to follow the black marks in the road, the tyre marks. Yeah,
Demon R's a little bit out of shape there, and that's got Conrad all over the back of him. Actually, Conrad giving him a bit of a bump draft, and I think Critical had a bit of a sideways moment down the S's there that you were talking about, the blind bits. And this is one of those circuits, Ray, it's a bit Marmite, I think. Some people love it, some people hate it. There are a few blind corners, but there's a trick being quick around this track, and it is getting in the rhythm. If you're in the rhythm, you can be fast. If you're out of rhythm, no one's going to want to dance with you.
Yeah, that the unlimited right then, or rhythm as a dancer.
Aye. Artpal and...
Steve F1's defensive. It looked defensive into the last, just before the pit entrance. Demon R, is he going to go for a move, or is he just going to follow Steve F1? Demon R's not hitting the apex, but he's keeping up his speed. Conrad's back on the back of them, so
Well, what's interesting here, I think these front three are all on the soft compound tyre, and they are going to want to look after them a little bit. Conrad got a little bit wobbly through the left-hander where DBR was a little bit offline last lap. Connor's got a good run. Is he going to go for a move here? He's got a chance. He's not going for it, though. I'm just wondering whether the front three are perhaps trying to look after their tyres a little bit, Ray, because with it being a 30-lap race, the soft tyres, I think, are only going to be good for about 5 or 6 laps. And the medium tyres, I don't know if they're going to do 11 laps or more. We're going to see some unusual tyre wear as well, I think, given the nature of this track. But yeah, DBR once again closes right up to the back of Steve F1. See if Steve F1 takes a defense. He is, yeah, he's taking a tight line through over the hill and down the hill. It's almost like he does not want anyone going up the inside of him into the final corner. Did you go past him up the inside of the final corner in practice, Ray?
I can't remember.
All right, okay, well, DBR's just got up the inside into turn 1, gets the move done. Yeah, Conrad, is he now going to follow suit? Steve F1 got a little bit wider there than he would have wanted.
Yeah, he seems to, once DBR's done that overtake, he seems to, I don't know, is he unsure about something, or is he...
is he trying to look after the tyres?
Yeah, possibly, but you can see the uneven tyre wear already on Steve F1's car.
Yep.
So
we'll see it on everyone's car. I mean, DBR already is breaking away, so yeah, maybe Steve F1 running to a sort of delta time. DBR's got a lot more wear on his front left tyre, so that he's pushing a little bit more at the moment. Connor, it kind of got between DBR and Steve F1 on the tyre wear. And on the pack cam, we've got Nelly on the back of SGP. I'm wondering if SGP and Nelly might be on the medium tyre, because SGP's not quite been able to keep pace with these guys yet, has he?
I'm sure SGP is on the medium tyre. Is that what you asked me?
I was wondering, yeah, if he's on the mediums, and you know he's on the mediums.
Yeah,
yeah, that's good.
Yeah, he's on the mediums. Just when it flicked to him before the overtake happened, yeah, he's on mediums. So I don't know about Neil and what critical are at the minute. So, but they're kind of just staying with him just now.
Yeah. There's definitely a gap formed, so I do think well, I mean, you've confirmed SGP's on the... Conrad's got to go for the move now. I think he's realised if Connor's got the pace, he needs to make the move, because DBR starting to run away a little bit. And the interesting point as well, with these guys being on the softs, they're quicker at the moment, but it won't be long until they will not be quicker than SGP on the medium. And he is on the medium, so is Nelly. I don't know if we're going to have a look at Critical or not, but Nelly and Critical are side by side. Gary getting in on this as well. Gary might actually be on the soft tyres because he's really gained there down the hill. I think Critical might be on the softs.
We hit a putter already. The track map at the top right hand corner. Got somebody just coming into the second sector.
Yeah, it's Twilight. So Twilight's gone for an early pit stop.
I don't think there was much he could do. He was a little bit squeezed there, and then as he was returning to track, the back end just kind of kicked out on him. I don't think there was much else he could do there.
Yeah, Gary on the soft tyre. Artpal is also in to the pits. So, I mean, 4 laps, we're on lap 5 now. Yeah, I mean, if you've heard them quite a bit, I can understand getting rid of them. But I think we'll be looking at a 3-stop race. But the interesting thing with a few of these guys being on the medium compound tyre, what I was kind of trying to allude to is Gary goes wide. Yep, he's going to be sucked off out there. Don't tell me.
Also, is Artpal and Twilight try to get the undercut on the guys that are battling ahead?
Well, yeah, quite possibly. But what I'm thinking as well is that the likes of DBR, Conrad and Steve F1, they'll be pitting soon. And those on the medium tyres will not be pitting for another 5-6 laps, I reckon. DBR's going to the pits. Tricky pit.
Does he get it? And nicely, it looks like it. It's not hit the pit wall.
No dramas there.
Yeah, tough one. His pit crew was the very first pit garage. Critical going to look for a move on Neil.
Oh, the little bit of contact though sends Neil wide through the barrier. Does he take another one? Yes, he does. Critical has waited for
Gary?
Gary finding an extra chicane in there. But yeah, we fair play to Critical. He did wait for Nelly there after giving him a little bit of a nudging.
He's waited for him and then straight over to him coming down the hill. That was actually quite good.
Well, I mean, it's a good point. I mean, how long does somebody have to wait before they can re-overtake?
I think it's as soon as they're in front of you, you can re-overtake them. You don't have to.
Yeah.
There's no. You can't
pass
overtake them. Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, as we both take a swig.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's so Conrad's kind of losing Steve F1 a bit, but look at his tires. Oh, Steve F1.
He's made a wee mess of that, hasn't he? I think that'll be a penalty coming to Steve F1. Across the.
I wouldn't have bothered slowing down.
Oh, Gary! Wow. Yeah, I think that'll be a penalty as well. Yeah. I mean, for Gary, yeah, he might as well have not slowed down. Okay, so looking at Connor's tyres, okay, they do look knackered, but they will actually, I mean, he could keep going. SGP's mediums have actually got a bit more wear than I would have thought, but because they wear unevenly left and right, you know how like a week or so ago we were talking about when the rears are gone, like you've got no traction. If the fronts are gone, you can keep going. Here, if the left side is completely gone but you've still got grip on the right, you can keep going. So although these mediums on Nelly's cars are looking a bit knackered, they're actually, it's the life of the right hand side tyre that is actually the key factor. Yes, the lap times will drop off a little bit, but he'll still have enough grip to keep going. Demon R though on medium tyres, catching up to the back of Critical now. And once he does that as well, he'll get no extra boost. But Steve F1 will have had to. Connor's into the pits. Yeah, on the pack cam. Steve F1, I'm pretty sure, would have had to serve a 3-second penalty as Nelly heading to the pits to get rid of his mediums. He's only done 7 laps on the mediums, Ray. Ooh.
Yeah, and we also seen that SGP's mediums weren't that great either.
Yeah.
So, are they much of a benefit?
Well, I mean, it's a good question. I mean, Critical's still on the race, his softs, his lefts are almost all gone, but he's still got some on the right-hand side. So for SGP, I mean, look at his lap times. He's consistently in the 120s, dropped into the 121s, so that's where I'd expect his lap times to now be, in the 21s, until the left side go completely. Then the lap times may go a bit higher. But I think we saw Demon R doing 19s on the softs, but obviously burnt them up. But I also think he's doing sort of 19s, 20s on the mediums. So it'll be interesting to see how things progress here. On the pack cam, we've got Steve F1 who...
Oh no.
Yeah, Conrad's ahead of him. Steve F1's had a 3-second penalty to serve for his dodgy pit entry. Artpal is on his second set of soft compound tyres, closing in on the back of Critical, who hasn't pitted yet. He's in the pits now. Oh no, he's not.
What?
Maybe.
Did he miss it?
I think he maybe just got out of shape over the hill.
Okay. I was too busy looking at the back cam that I'd never seen what was happening.
Unless he thought about pitting, but yeah, if he missed it a bit, perhaps he thought, I'll go straight on rather than get the penalty. I mean, would a 3-second penalty be worse than whatever his lap time could be here? I don't know. Conrad though.
I don't know. Oh, Conrad's got him at the wrong part.
Yeah.
Oh.
So Connor's on the medium compound tyre now as well. So they're 1 lap fresher than Demon R's. Kind of got to be careful here. Critical may understeer. He's got knackered tyres. Connor trying to go around the outside. Still trying to go around the outside. I don't know if there was a bit of contact there. There may have been. Steve F1 gets the move done.
Yeah, I don't know. I think just maybe the lines have just connected a wee bit there, but yeah.
There's a bit of a
Conrad
dot.
goes.
Yeah,
Conrad just. Oh, Conrad's going for it down the inside of here. He's tapped. Oh.
Yeah, critical a little tap in there.
Has Connor lost his head?
Well, I think he backed off after that as well, though. I mean, he's managed to stay ahead of Steve F1. And here comes Twilight. I don't know what tyres Twilight's on at the moment, because he pitted very early, didn't he? I think he was the first to stop on about lap 2.
And then Art Pal were the early pit stoppers.
Yeah, that they were. Okay, so Steve F1's on the medium compound tyre, so is Conrad, so is Demon R. So they have satisfied the rule of using both compounds. Art Pal has used 2 sets of softs, so he's still got to use the mediums. SGP's on the mediums now, so he's going to have to use the softs at some point. Be interesting to see how far he can go on this current set of tyres. Twilight, I don't know what tyres he's on. So I can't be certain if he has satisfied the ruling yet or not. But okay, so now SGP, yes, so his front left's completely gone. His last lap was a 22.2. So although the lap times are dropping, he could keep going at this moment in time, but he's going for the pit lane. Or is he?
Oh no! He's half over. Yeah, look at that. Demon R, 116 and boost, and then 119s was like, 119s compared to 122, 121s. So I think SGP kind of went a wee bit too long in them.
Quite possibly. But Demon R, I think if he's in the 19s, he might be pushing too much. And Steve F1 and Conrad have got fresher tyres. Okay, Twilight has satisfied the ruling of the tyres. He's on the mediums now. He's actually not looking too bad considering he's nearly done 10 laps on them, unless he's been in the pits again. He's got Nelly all over the back of him, who I believe started on the mediums, but I don't know what tyre he is on at the moment. There's Gary going through the S's on the pack cam. Parkour!
I thought, alright, was he trying to switch back and Twilight parked it there? I was too busy looking at the pack cam. What? Said pack cam, yeah. I look at pack cam and then I miss what's going on there.
I don't know if Twilight was parking it or whether he's just a bit slower because of his tyres. Nelly trying to go around the outside. I don't think Twilight will be able to fight that one as the tyres have won. Okay, Nelly's on the soft tyre. So he has now satisfied the ruling. Critical has got a penalty. Someone's in the pits, heading to the pit lane.
Twilight.
Who's that? Twilight?
Twilight, yeah.
I wonder if he's... I mean, I think he had the life to keep going, but maybe he's just thinking, now, you know what, let's go for a fresh set of boots, seeing as just been overtaken. That will put him back to last, though. For Steve F1.
Yeah, he could have kept going. He could have kept going. He's got the boost to help him, so... I don't know. Well, I don't know. He's... thinking in that.
Yeah. Well, an interesting situation here is that Steve F1 on the medium tyres is being harassed by Nelly, who is on the soft, faster tyre, but also potentially has boost if he drops back about a half a second more. So Nelly, just to reiterate as well, Nelly, this distance from Steve F1 will not be getting boost. If he was a second behind, he would be getting boost. Like if Nelly had boost now, we'd have driven past him already. So
SGP and Gary having a wee bit of door banging and the pack cam there, sorry. Was it? Yeah, it was SGP.
Yeah. Oh, Nelly! Oh,
that's the wrong way.
Yeah, he had a look at going for the move and it didn't quite work. As Art Pal's into the pits, SGP and Gary, as you rightly said, battling. So SGP on the soft tyre, he has now satisfied the tyre.
No, Art Pal's went to say he's just done a lap more, but he was a lap later into the pits than Twilight. Is there something going on? Well, that pal was on the softs.
Yes.
So he must have started medium, or did he start soft?
No, he started softs. If he's done softs, I mean 6 laps, it'd be about right. He's pitted at a point where he's not going to be losing much time on the tyre. But yes, he has pitted a lap after Twilight on both occasions. But Twilight has used the soft and the medium tyres so far. SGP on the soft compound tyres now in 5th place. He'll be getting a bit of boost here. That'll help him nicely to close in towards Nelly. But something I want to mention, look at the track map. Demon R's heading into the final chicane already. And there's a big gap to Connor in 2nd place.
Yeah, he's been practicing, secret practicing. He watched that lap guide.
Yeah. But you know what? I think he has. He's taken in every bit of detail. I think he's also been to the bank because he's.
He'll go for the pits. Is he going to keep it in? Shite camera angle.
He's not gone for
no,
the
he's
pits.
not. It looked like it.
It did. I wonder if it is. They're just going for a defensive line. I mean, the fight.
SGP was
nowhere near.
He was in outer space compared.
Yeah. Not anymore. I think Nelly's tyres may start going off. Pat Cam, we've got Art Pal and Twilight. We mentioned about their pit stops. Looks like they're having a cracking little battle heading up into this section of the SGP. And Nelly are just coming out of. But yeah, I mean, these two actually, Nelly and SGP, aren't too far away from Conrad and Steve F1. The strategies will be very interesting to play out here. So a couple of questions is, how far can Demon R go on his mediums? How far can Conrad go on his mediums? How far can Steve F1 go on his mediums? How far can Art Pal go making a move on Twilight?
Has he got it done? Is he going to go deep? No. Art Pal's not going for the slipstream. Sorry, Twilight.
Yeah.
Not going for the
SGP not close enough to make a move on Nelly. Neither is Gary. Twilight is though, isn't he? SGP's in the pits.
Was he? I think he was over the line a wee bit there.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure. Okay, Gary's on mediums, and they're looking a bit knackered. Looks Twilight and Art Pal are having a right cracking battle. I mean, that's one of the things I like to see is good, clean racing. That's what happens when you give each other space. You have battles that can go on like that. It's absolutely brilliant. Gary got a little Demon R's tyre, knackered.
Yep. Is he going to be going in the pits this lap? What's he doing? He's doing a 120, so he's still 2 seconds faster than the SGP on the warm tyres.
Connor's lap times are good there, all in the 120s as well, and he's still got a bit of life in them.
DBR9's all in the 20s except for 21.
Which I think was when he was defending from Nelly. I mean, the interesting thing here, okay, so Conrad has got much fresher tyres than Demon R, so he can go a bit longer. Demon R's been on his tyres about 10 laps. But the thing is, if Demon R pits now, Connor! Code Brown! Code Slippery
That'll be his tyre wear going.
Nelly into the pits on this occasion. Excuse me. I mean, a couple. Okay. We'll get these two on the main screen. So we saw them have a ding dong on the previous. They actually got both cameras on. Nice ding dong battle.
Gary! Careful!
So through there. Can't park there, mate. Can't park there.
I think that's a wee tap. The slightest touch for Gary and it kind of just unsettled the car.
Do you remember what it is in Swedish? Alskatapa. God knows how I remember that. Love tap. I mean, that song would have been slightly, Love Shack would have sounded a lot different. Alskatapa, if it was like that. But anyway. What was I going to say? I was going to say something quite enlightening, but I can't remember what it was.
We should get Jason to to like record like a famous song.
In Swedish. I know what song you could do.
500 miles.
No, well, yeah, there is that one. No, what is it? I'm so pretty. No, so it's not that one. It's what did Bjork sing?
So peacefully quiet or something.
Yeah, it's so quiet in here. Something like that. Yeah. It's peaceful and still.
Did she sing it or did she just bloody say it and then
Well, I think she
shout?
Yeah.
Oh, Twilight!
I think that might have been a bit of evasive there on the back of critical.
Yeah, I just closed up. Critical's not that keen on that corner. It's a couple of cars that have just caught him out. Oh, Twilight's off again.
I think that's one of the
Dirty
things.
tyres.
I think that's one of the things with this track, though. There's a few corners where you'll get a penalty for running wide or taking too much curb, and once you've been hit by it a few times, it can absolutely knock your confidence. And sometimes, the cleaner you try and be through them, the more you end up going off. Demon R is into the pits to get rid of his medium compound tyre. SGP is on the soft compound tyre now. He ain't getting to the end, but he is quick at the moment as Twilight pits. Demon R coming out. Just look. So what I was going to say earlier, Steve F1 in the pits as well. The enlightening thing I was going to say earlier was about the medium tyre, which was Demon R's just done 12 laps, I think. He pitted at the end of lap 5. So he's done that stint on the mediums. I think he'll be looking to go to the end here.
From here?
Yeah, he's just done 12 laps and we've only got 13 to go.
Oh, that could be he could be a sitting duck coming towards the end. If SJP is to pit again and he puts a fresh boot of softs on. I don't know, mate. I think it'd be fine.
I think you might be right. I mean, that's why SGP's trying to get the move done on critical now. He needs to get the move done because, I mean, Demon R's come out of the pits and isn't getting boost as SGP. Nice and late on the brakes there to get that move done. Steve F1. Critical's gone straight on. Oh dear. Conrod's in the pits. Is Critical pitted? Nope. Yep.
Yeah. No. Yeah. 50-50.
Nope. He's
no,
not.
he's there.
Yeah, I think he was just
Neil's on the grass. Neil!
Yeah, I think he was just staying out of Nelly's way in the end there. Okay, so Nelly's pitted for a fairly fresh set of softs. They're not getting to the end. So SGP's got to pit again. Demon R we don't know about. Nelly has got to pit again. Critical has got to pit again, looking at the off he's just had. Steve F1 pitted at the same time Demon R did, and Conrad has just pitted now. Don't know what tyres Steve F1 and Conrad are on. But Steve F1 will be getting boost, which could really close that gap up, Ray, between Steve F1 and Demon R.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think when Demon R pitted, I think the gap was about 9-10 seconds, and I think the gap is now, because Demon R's only at the head of this little gaggle of cars. He's just there. Look, yeah, so it's only about 4 or 5 seconds, if that. And Conrad's closing in on Steve F1, so this could really change in favour of Steve F1 and Conrad, but also for SGP on those soft tyres. If he can really pump some fast lap times in now and then gain on another set at the end. I think critical pitting, I think. Yep.
Yeah, that's maybe what he wanted to do last lap, but drifted out wide and went bugger up. Let's watch the different lines through here. They kind of took the same line there. Conrad a wee bit more to the exit apex there. Conrad all over that curb. Steve F1 staying away from. Steve F1 staying away. Has he been spun on the curbs or something? Conrad's riding the curbs
He is, yeah.
like a Toblerone.
Oh, you know what? That's why, Ray, look.
What?
He's on the soft tyres. Conrad is going to have to pit again, so he's got to get a shift on. So he's kind of like Steve F1's staying away from the curbs. Conrad is all out at the moment. He's dangling his balls out the window, hoping something will lick him, and hoping it won't be a mosquito.
I'm with you. As in the Scottish bug,
Yeah.
flying insect. In case somebody thinks I've said something else.
Okay, so Connor getting that move done and needs to.
He could drag Steve F1 along with him, which isn't good for Demon R, whereas there's still two people.
Oh, Twilight! Oh, well saved. Sorry, go on.
Conrad won't be getting the boost.
No, but Steve F1 will once Conrad is a second ahead. The thing is, there's not a big gap between Demon R and Conrad, I don't think, because I think there's Demon R, Nelly, and then Conrad. Pat Cam is actually on Conrad at the moment, but we're having a look at Gary, who's on the soft tyre. Oh, he's gone a bit wide. That might be a little bit of a slap on the wrist there for Gary, who's got Twilight closing in on him rather quickly.
I think he slowed it down enough. Yeah, Twilight's got a 1.5 second penalty.
How'd you get a 1.5 second penalty?
No, unless he cuts somewhere and then cuts somewhere again.
Oh, I tell you what, SGP on the soft tyres, he's been doing consistent 120s, but I think
He's coming in.
Yeah,
now.
I think he was doing better lap
how many?
times on the mediums.
9 laps to go.
Look at Demon R's tyre wear, he's absolutely fine. I think he's getting to the end, you know.
But depending, that was going to be the. Well, Conrad might have to pit again. So.
Well, Nelly definitely. Conrad, I think he will. Steve
F1 doesn't.
Oh,
Gary! He might. Oh, did that pal
help
give him a wee nudge?
Yeah, I think he might have helped him into.
It's that stinger on the front of his bloody car. It's the wrong way round. he's stinging people's arses.
Now, interesting, SGP has gone to the medium compound tyre. He can get to the end. I think he'll do better lap times on them as well. And because he's only got 8 laps to do, 9 laps to do, I still have to count it. Yeah.
I was like, he's went silent, and then I heard you say 30. I was like, yeah, he's counting.
Yeah, so you'll be able to push a little bit more. Conrad, though, I don't think Conrad can get to the end on these tyres. I think if he tried to get to the end, they'd die on him in the last 3 or 4 or last 2 or 3 laps. He's on a charge.
Does he keep going with this charge the now, or does he pit? And because he doesn't want to get hung up behind Nelly too much.
No, he doesn't.
So would they pit and then he can just charge till the end? And
well, it's a catch.
Yeah, because then he'll be in the battle here, but like where we're seeing the SGP, he's on the mediums. So it's going to get him to the end.
It's not just that though. If Nelly pits before Connor, Nelly gets the undercut on Connor. If Connor pits before Nelly, Connor gets the undercut, but then has more laps to do. So it's kind of catch-22. Whichever decision he goes for, there's a downside. SGP, the decision he's going for is on the charge, make a move, take 5th place off Artpal, got the boost. I mean, I'm wondering as well if Demon R and Steve F1 are going to be going to the end. I mean, is SGP aware that that might be the case and that he has to push? He can't just expect all the cars ahead of him to pit.
Yeah. That'll be going through his brain and all. Maybe Conrad and... Oh well. Because if Conrad goes, right, I know I can get X amount on my tyres. Let's try and make it so I do less laps and I can push more, and then.
I mean, I think the way I would do it is push these tyres as hard as possible.
About wide. Oh, yep, there he is.
Very wide. Yes. So I'd push these tyres as hard as I can now, knowing that it's either 5 or 6 laps that I can do, and pit on with like 5 to go. So yeah, Connor may have another lap or 2 to do. Demon R's tyres. Oh, well, you know what? They're looking a bit worse than they were 3 laps ago.
Yeah, do they just hit a cliff or something?
Well, I didn't see the lap times, so that'll be a key point. Now, I don't know if Conrad thinks that the car's around and we've got to pit, but it does look like Conrad is closing in a bit on Demon R, but as we know, Conrad's got to pit again.
Yeah, I think he should have went for the undercut on Nelly.
Yeah. Well, I think. I mean, that's if he'd have gone for the undercut and perhaps gone for the medium tyre. Oh, he's going for the pits. Okay, that's not. Is it going to be too late? Well, I think it's about right. It's about. Oh no!
Hit the wall. Oh
dear. Oh, Rowley!
I bet criticals just went. New pair of underwear, please.
Absolutely. Holy cow. Well, I mean, massive downside for Connor there. Not only has that cost him time, he's still not made his pit stop. I mean, what I was going to say was what Connor could have done, because Connor's lap times on the medium tyres were brilliant. So maybe what Connor would have been better off doing was about lap 23, pitting for the medium tyre and then hammering them for 7 laps. So unfortunate. But yeah, got reset on the track. He's going to have to pit again as Gary is on his way out of the pits. Critical on medium tyres. He's getting to the end, here in 4th place.
Does he have to do a full lap, or does it not matter? I remember there was a thing sometimes when you get kicked out the pitch, you had to do a full lap before going back in.
Well, I guess we are going to find out. If Conrad tries to go for the pits and ends up back on the track, we know he's going to have to do another lap.
Just let him do a drive-through. Oh, he's close to that line.
He's got to be a little bit careful now. He's in the pits. Okay, so I don't know whether it's circumstances or whether it doesn't do what it used to do on sport, but at least Conrad is in the pits now. So Critical running in 4th at the moment on the medium compound tyre. His lap times 15, 16, 17s. He's had some boost in there. So the question now will be, how will he get on now he hasn't got boost on the car and the grip is going to change for him in the corners? Because that's something some people might not realise, is that if you're in 5th place in this race and you've got a gap ahead of you, you will have more grip. But if you go from being in 5th and now into 4th like Critical, you will lose some grip. So it might feel like your tyres have gone off or going off, but it's just the boost dropping off. Nelly, though... I
don't think he's going to be there long, because Nelly's coming.
Yeah, like an elephant.
He's packed his trunk.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of the next line, but I can't remember it.
Nelly the elephant packed the trunk, said goodbye to the circus. Off she went and jumped into the trunk.
No, he didn't. He said goodbye to the Critical. Not yet, but he nearly...
Oh, the Critical!
Critical nearly said goodbye to Critical then. Okay, Nelly then up into 4th place. So he'll now have that little loss of grip, but he has got...
Still side by side. I thought
What I'm interested in, though, Ray, if we get to see it, is I want to know if Demon R's lap times have dropped. He's currently leading, heading into the first of the double right-handers. Steve F1 is about 5 seconds, I think.
Yeah. And then there's SGP
on fresh tyres, and then Nelly. So Nelly may have half a chance here if Demon R and Steve F1's tyres go off, SGP's got a chance. And if SGP's got a chance, Nelly might have a chance, but he's got to deal with Critical. I don't know if he's flashing his lights or if it was the sun beaming between the trees.
That was his indicator.
Could have been, could have been.
I think he's pushing him along. That's because boost, isn't it? So it'll be here in the corners, we'll see the difference with Critical not able to get the car turned as much, and there's that gap, and then back on maybe when we get back to a straight, we'll see Critical coming back a wee bit.
Maybe. Yes, now Critical's dropped off, the boost will bring him back in. I mean, it's, to be fair, okay, Demon R, look, oh, they're all in the 20s, look, 19s and 20s.
Steve F1, 21s, 20s.
Yeah. Okay.
So, what's SGP doing?
He's not far away. He's got life. He's in the 20s.
Yes.
So Steve F1's tyres have started doing the 21s now. SGP might... This could get close.
Yeah. Well, Critical can hope for is to just keep on the back of Nelly and not slip her off too much, and hopefully I'll keep Art Pal that away from him.
Thing is, Critical has got a problem in that Art Pal is closing in on soft compound tyres, and not only that, I mean, okay, so we're looking at Demon R. Is he going to the pits? No. Okay, so perhaps just looking at the tyre life. I mean, if this could get very... And Nelly's definitely closing in on SGP, isn't he?
Yeah. Oh, there's Art Pal.
Mm-hmm.
Here he comes.
Or could this be a lap or two too many for Critical's medium tyre? Art Pal on fresh, much fresher.
Later on the brakes, Art Pal carried more speed through the corner though. So, let's see. Is Art Pal just going to follow him through here? No, he's going to try.
Oh. He had a look. I mean, I was going to say it's a tricky one, because when you got such a difference in tyre life and compound, it can make a big difference to the speed.
Oh, I think that was a wee bit of a movement until the braking there. But it might have just been the camera angle.
If Art Pal's sensible, I was going to say you can wait till here. Because with the soft compound tyre, I'd even be off tempted to bump draft. Yeah, bump draft Critical along a bit, get him closing up towards Nelly, then go to the left-hand side about now. Oh, he went a little late. Hey, Connor's coming back. Well, Art Pal's not gone for him, maybe because Critical was having a look at making a move on Nelly. Nelly got sideways. Connor got sideways.
Yeah, they're pushing hard now.
I tell you what, if Nelly's got a chance of catching SGP, so has Connor.
He's Connor's just give Art Pal a wee boost there on the straight, which got him past Critical, but now it's going to be tough through here. Well, I think Critical backed out of that one. Said, right guys, on you go.
I think he might have realised he's not quite got the tyre. Oh my days. Okay, so Nelly has really caught up to the back of SGP. SGP has really caught up to the... Oh, Conrad!
Oh, good. Is it Conrad? I thought it was Critical.
No, it was Conrad. Oh, he was making a move on Art Pal and he got sideways. Nelly's all over the back of SGP. We're on the last lap of the race.
He's back again.
Oh, Nelly sideways. No, Art Pal sideways. Art Pal's off. Oh my days, what an end we've got here, and it's not over yet. That may have just saved Steve F1's arse end. Can SGP
I'm going to drink a beer quick before these last couple of cars.
Oh, Nelly's going for it. Oh, what can he do?
SGP can't park it at this side. Don't go deep, don't go deep. He's went deep.
No.
Oh.
Demon R's going to take the win. Steve F1
Is that
second.
Conrad?
It is. Conrad's on the back of SGP. So here comes Steve F1. Here comes SGP, Conrad, Nelly, Critical. Oh, Art Pal, I think he's had another offer. What an end. That last lap has just made me sweat.
Oh.
Bit like that Will.i.am's... No, it's Snoop, isn't it? No,
was it contact or was it Art Pal just got too keen on the throttle? You couldn't see it.
You know what? It may have been. It was Gary in 8th and Twilight 9th here. It may have been. I think the car ahead of Artpal had a wobble, so I think Artpal was sort of took evasive and got eager and had a wobble, and off it went. But what an end to the race we had there!
Yeah, Jesus, I need a breather.
I need sleep. But yeah, what a race! I mean, one of the things. I mean, we've said it before.
I need to start carrying a defibrillator.
Bloody hell, yeah. I was going to say, we're talking about defibrillator. I actually don't think it's going to be too long until we can diagnose medical things through our mobile phones, you know, by self-scanning and shit like that. But anyway, yeah. We've said it before, in the Dynamic GT League, it doesn't matter if there's 16 cars on track or 8 or 9, there's always action. And what an end to the race there. I mean, Steve F1, I mean, he might know how close he was to being absolutely mugged by a number of cars. SGP very nearly got done by Nelly twice on that last lap. I mean, fair play to Nelly. He gave it a go. He went for it. He's just a little bit late on the brakes, too late. And that allowed Connor to get back in the fight. Artpal was there sniffing to take place as he had good tyres, just unlucky getting sideways. But yeah, absolutely brilliant action once again. Oh, and I've got to stop because I've got a lump in my pants. Yeah. I am proper sweating now. I mean, I had to close my window to do commentary, otherwise people are hearing me shouting. But that last lap, it really did. I mean, in all fairness, right, I know what happened on the last lap, but I hadn't seen it. So even for me doing commentary on it, knowing what was gonna happen, it still got my heart pounding. So God knows what it was like for you, because as far as I'm aware, you had no idea.
No, I had no idea. I wasn't there. I was unfortunately not at the race.
Yeah, which is a shame because you had good pace around there. But I do think that one of the reasons that quite a lot of people took a very defensive line around the final corner. I mean, I noticed this because you did it on me. The fastest way through the final corner is a nice wide entry, blah blah blah. But if someone is close enough and maybe even got a bit of boost, they can dive towards the inside before the last corner and take a tighter entry, and you can get up alongside quite easily. And I think that's why we saw a lot of people taking a defensive line through that final corner. But I mean, doing that, it does compromise your overall speed, or to keep the speed up, compromises your tyre. But yeah, so I think we definitely. I mean, you picked up on something like with Steve F1 that he seemed to be driving a little bit not tentative but cautiously in sort of like the first stint, and when Connor was behind him at the end. And I mean, I don't know if you thought it like is he scared of the curbs? I put it down to looking after the tyres, but you could definitely see like Steve F1 was looking after his tyres. Connor was early on, but when he went for the 2 soft stints at the end, he was pushing the boundaries. He was going for it. You could definitely see the different behaviours in the cars. SGP seemed smooth through most of the race, and then that last stint realised, he's got to crack on. I mean, I think if you're SGP as well, if you were thinking, we mentioned it, if he was thinking that, was it when there was Demonar, Nelly, Steve F1 and Conrad ahead of him. Now, we're watching knowing that Nelly and Conrad had to pit again because they were on the softs. SGP was probably thinking that all 4 cars have got to pit again, and he was in prime position to take the win. And if that had been the case, God knows how close it would have been at the end, because it was close enough around SGP as it was.
Yeah. think it'd been a bigger battle,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah,
Like,
you'd be fucking dead now.
yeah.
Something I will mention as well is I know that Gary struggled big time with this particular track. And Gary actually did manage to join us for practice on Monday, and I'm so pleased that he did, because I know it was tough for him on Monday, and I know this race was a bit tough on him because he didn't know the track too well. He said it a few times, he just couldn't get the rhythm of the track. And I mean, as I'm sure you know, Ray, if you haven't got the rhythm of that first sector, what's going to happen?
That's what the wins were kind of giving their 50 cents in it as well. Yeah, you're gonna lose a lot of time, because especially if they're at the top of the hill, that right-hander, it's a blind apex. You just turn in and hope for the best, and then you've got another blind apex further down. I think they're both walking up, one screaming, so the other's screaming. So that's alright, Kirsty's there.
Well, if you do need to go,
I don't. I'm just going to. I'm going to do the fatherly thing,
yeah.
Gary. Learn for this. I'm going to shut the door.
Yeah, I'm doing the fatherly thing. Yeah, it used to be fuck off to the pub. Now it's shut the door and open a beer. But yeah.
Yeah, and then is it Club Corner?
Yeah.
That's a tricky one to get without going wide or without spinning it. We've seen some people spin it. Oh, I shut the door and you come and open it. Piss off.
What, the dog?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's the dog taking your advice. He's like, no, come on, Daddy, I'm with you. Like, let's get away from the screaming. But yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. If you haven't got the rhythm or the confidence of that first sector, it's just gonna cost you lap time. But what I will say is, well done to Gary for going through the practice and this race, because at least next time we're at this track, he will know it and he won't be having to think too much. Because I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of the race, Gary was much more confident of what it. Because at the end of the day, the corners don't move, but knowing what to do when you can't see them is a difficult one. I mean, it's a little bit like, I mean, I like to think I'm an half decent driver, but if I was to try rallying, yeah, I'm gonna die. Because it's as simple as that. I'm gonna die. But yeah. Okay, next track. Nah, this is gonna.
I don't. Oh, it's one of my favourites with the chicane at the top of the hill. Oh, what's it called again? What was that we were at?
What's it called?
This was Road Atlanta, so that's going to be.
What is it called?
Watkins Glen.
Oh, is it Watkins Glen? Is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, Watkins Glen.
Yeah, long. I mean, thankfully, the corners. Well, actually, there is a couple of blind corners at Watkins Glen, but the track is not as narrow. There are still some tricky corners. One of them being the four corners of the chicane. The lap guide might prove useful to a few people on there. That's for certain. Oh, so I am out of breath from today's race. But yeah, Watkins Glen. Be interesting to see what happens there. Okay, anything you want to mention before we get ready to look at the race result and the championship standings?
Yeah, there was something. Round 5, that was last one, wasn't it? Yeah.
This is 6.
Just if Critical hasn't noticed that Jason has said sorry, didn't notice that he touched them and caused him his trip in the steward's report. I don't know how much of the drivers actually look at any other comments that are added on from people.
Because they probably don't get notified of it.
Yeah.
I can't remember if I mentioned it to Critical or not. But yeah, if you're not aware, Jason did say he had no idea that it had happened. And I mean, I kind of said that on the G-spot, that I thought Jason might not know that it had happened, because I think if Jason had known that it had happened, he would have waited for him. So yeah. Right. Okay. I took my grandma to one of those spas where the fish eat away all the dead skin. You know them ones? Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. So much cheaper than a funeral.
Aye. Not funny.
It is. Okay, right, on that fish pellet bombshell. I guess it's time to have a look at the conference race results, see if there was any reports put in, and then take a look at the championship standings. There is one more thing I want to mention, actually. In regards of the championship battle, right? There's 3 races left, Ray. You've remembered that Watkins Glen is one of them. Do you remember what the other 2 are?
3 races left. Watkins Glen is the next one. No, I don't have a clue, and I can't be asked going through the whole
I didn't think you
admin.
Okay, well, if there's no penalties applied anywhere, I think Demon R now has a 4-point lead over Steve F1 at the top of the standings. There's 3 races to go. The next one is Watkins Glen, one of Steve F1's favourite tracks. Then
One of my favourite as well. Open lobbies.
You may have to turn up for that bloody one. One of the remaining 2 races after that is Steve F1's other favourite track.
Oh, Brands Hatch Bobag.
Brands Hatch Bobag, exactly. And the final race, if I've got them in the correct order, is one of my favourites, Le Mans. So 3 races. Go on.
24 hour?
No.
We've done them on.
No, not in the Aston Martin.
You sure?
Yeah. I think. I hope so. Yeah, we ain't done Le Mans. We're not. I don't think we've done Le Mans. But yeah, so my
Drive that so many cars, and because we're not used to being doing the open lobbies, my brain just gets fried with different. Yeah.
But my point being, though, 2 of the final 3 races are 2 of Steve F1's strongest circuits. So anything could happen in those final 3 races. But yeah. Right, okay, Ray, thank you for joining us on commentary.
Thank you for having me, and as always, thank you to the other admins behind the scenes, yourself behind the scenes, and big thank you to the drivers. Without them, it wouldn't be a league, would it?
Without them, there'd be no action on the last lap. Right, I'm gonna take a breath, have a drink, have a sleep, and then we'll confirm the race result in the championship standings. Demon R then taking the victory in the maximum 20 points. Steve F1 second place on 17. SGP holding on to third only by the skin of his teeth, although teeth don't have skin. 15 points for him. Conrad with a great recovery, 4th place, 13 points for him. Nelly in 5th on 12 points, then Critical in 6th on 11. 7th place for Art Powell, 10 points for him. Formula Gary in 8th on 9, and Twilight in 9th on 8 points. Now, there was one report placed which hasn't resulted in a penalty. The information is on the steward's report. Basically, it was a question of was there an unsafe release, and the quick answer is not an unsafe release, an unsafe return to track. And the quick answer is no, it wasn't an unsafe return to track. I will try and cover the details of that though on the next G-Spot. Now, as for this result, I guess we need to have a look at what that's done to the championship standings. Well, after 6 races, Demon R still leads, now on 104 points with a 4-point gap to Steve F1 in second place, who's now on 100 points. Conrad moves up to third place on 76 points. Sorry, he doesn't move up, he's still in third place on 76 points. 2 ahead of SGP in fourth place. It's a great battle going on there, and to be honest, those two could still have a factor in the championship battle here, because if Demon R and Steve F1 have 3 shocking final races, Connor and SGP could still definitely be in with a shout of winning. Nelly's in 5th place on 65 points. He's 5 ahead of SRI in 6th place, who's 2 ahead of Jason in 7th. Bit of a gap then back to Jimmy in 8th place, and there's one hell of a battle going on here for the 8th place with Jimmy, formerly Gary, on 40 points. And then 1 behind him is Critical on 39. 5 back is Twilight in 11th place on 34 points. And then we've got a little bit of a gap to Rich Blues in 12th on 28 points, and he's 1 ahead of Art Pal. He is in 13th place. And then we've got Bob in 14th place on 18 points. And Bob, though, unfortunately unable to race in the last 2 or 3 races. Now, with 3 races to go, we have already mentioned that the next track is Watkins Glen Long. It's a tricky track in some areas. One of those being the pit entry, because I'm pretty sure the pit entry line starts before the final corner. And if you go over that line, either way, you'll get a penalty. So very, very costly. Also, you have to be very careful on the exit of the corner. On the exit of the pits. The next really tricky part is the bus stop style chicane. It can be taken very quick, but if you get it slightly wrong, you're having a massive moment there. So there's only going to be one way to find out what happens. Well, there's 2 ways actually. 1, be in the race, and 2, watch the race. If you're not in the race, hopefully you'll join us next week for all of the action from Watkins Glen. Now you know what to do. Hit like, subscribe, bang that notifications bell. And if you want any merch, don't forget, we have got merch available, link in the description. Have a good one everybody, and we'll see you all again soon.